Right, so let's catch up what is happening with the ANC. We know they're holding a number of provincial conferences over the next weeks and months to get themselves ready for their national conference, elective conference at the end of the year. So let's focus on the Northwest. Disgruntled ANC members there are threatening legal action to stop the provincial elective conference, which is due to take place later this month. The group is believed to be aligned to former chairperson Supra Mahumapelo. The conference set to be held on the 27th of June. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones joins us now from the Northwest. Hello, Pule. So members of the ANC in the province, they're coming together. They've outlined their issues, but what are some of their concerns?
Well, yes, Sally, the issue of disputes in the province continues to give this provincial, place or area rather a headache. For some time now, you remember that the provincial leadership had said that they would resolve these issues after the local government elections. In fact, this was an instruction as well from the ANC's National Executive Committee. But what we're seeing now here is a different pattern. Some of the disputes are yet to be resolved, and this has caused a lot of anger within some of the communities who are saying that some of the councillors who are representing them were wrongfully, and I quote, alleging that they were parachuted into positions and therefore this is halting service delivery. This is what they are saying, and this has now caused protests in some communities. I mean, earlier on we were in one area called Wikutsong in Lichtenburg, where we saw and rather were met by rocks on the ground and glasses, and police had to fire rubber bullets just to ensure that they can disperse the crowd and have calmness in the area. But they've continued to say that they'll continue with the protest if their demands are not met. But subsequent to that, just 45 minutes away from this township, we went to Mahikeng, and that's where we met some of those who are aligned to the former Premier of the province, Supra Mahumapelo, who have now said that the issue of disputes has to be taken seriously. I just wanted to lend it ear to what one of them, who was leading that march there, had to say about this.
Our concerns are as follows. One, the ANC constitution stipulates that a provincial interim structure that is put in place after dissolution of the PEC must ensure, amongst other things, that the provincial conference is held within 9 months. The interim structure of the ANC in the Northwest is now 4 years in office, since 2018. Two, the IPC was mandated to bring ANC branches, regions and members together to build unity in the province. The situation of divisions has instead become worse under their leadership, and there's never been practical efforts undertaken by this interim structure to unite the ANC members and rebuild the organization. Instead, the IPC of the Northwest is focused on the following. One, removal of many comrades from positions in both ANC and government, instilling fear amongst members of the ANC, bragging about how connected they are with certain ANC NEC members. Deliberate mismanagement and manipulation of the provincial list conference in 2019 was one of their objectives, of which they succeeded and nothing was done. Systematic deep fraud around local government nominations of candidates remains the worst ANC constitution transgression by the IPC, which was also confirmed by the report of Kgalema Motlanthe.
So they're very specific grievances. Are there concrete plans to try and sort out those disputes before the conference in the Northwest later this month?
Well, the message is quite clear. Give us what we want, listen to our grievances, or else we'll go to court and challenge this provincial conference, expected to sit on the 23rd to the 25th of June. And I can tell you something, what this has done is that it has shaken the tree. We now have received comments from the provincial leadership in the province who are saying that they will be sending again a deployment of members from the National Executive Committee of the ANC, Regional Executive Committee, and of course the provincial leadership to come here and address the situation and see what are some of these problems that are happening. In fact, we do now know that this whole process will take place from the 4th to the 12th of July to resolve this dispute. Seems as though it's quite a serious issue, Sally. It's an issue that has to be resolved in due process, and they've also called for calmness, saying that there should be peace in these communities. But I just want you to take a listen to what some of the angered community members had to say earlier on about this, what one would say, action they're planning to take.
In terms of the numbers of branches that are manipulated, obviously we'll have different branches as per your regions. But what we can confirm is that, for an example, in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, we know of almost 20 branches that are manipulated. And what we know is that currently now there's a process of disputes. The unfortunate part is that the same people who are sitting as dispute committee members are people who are nominated by these branches. Now you can't expect a fair game, a fair process with that issue. On the second issue is that you'd know we are living in South Africa, anything is possible. We would not now divulge or indicate what would be our next move. But like we said, no conference is going to continue up until all issues that we've raised as concerns are attended to.
Yeah, well, there's a few weeks to go, so let's hope those issues are addressed. Otherwise, it's going to be a very difficult meeting indeed. Thank you so much from the Northwest Province, Pule Letshwiti-Jones.